of the 3.6 million women who give birth in the U.S. every year, up to 50% will experience pelvic floor symptoms during pregnancy or in that first postpartum year. So these can range from mildly uncomfortable to significantly disruptive to your life.
All right, joining us now in the sponsored segment is Dr. Jolynn Hill from University of Utah Health. Welcome.
Thank you.
What do you want to tell women in general about strengthening your pelvic floor?
Well, I think one of the first important things is knowing what your pelvic floor actually is and what symptoms can be caused by potentially a weak or damaged pelvic floor, and how we have ways to actually help improve those quality of life symptoms.
Let's discuss that. What is your pelvic floor?
So your pelvic floor is really the connective tissue and muscles that exist down on the lower pelvis that support the uterus, the bladder, the rectum, and actually really aid in function of those organs.
And what does birth do to those, or giving birth do to those?
Well, during pregnancy and birth, there's a lot of adaptations. Good, allows that pregnancy to grow, allows for that beautiful baby to be born, but some of those adaptations, which may be temporary, can also be very disruptive, such as urinary leakage, stool leakage, or even some just kind of changes where a hernia almost comes down through the pelvic floor.
And so you just talked about symptoms. What other things should women be looking out for?
So during pregnancy, a lot of things happen, a lot of aches and pains that sometimes are normal and or disruptive, but really postpartum, after having that vaginal delivery, you can actually experience some tearing. Very common, sometimes mild, no big deal, and sometimes can be pretty severe in nature.
All right, so does this resolve on its own if you have these pelvic floor issues?
So I wish I had that crystal ball to really help predict that. And for most women, a lot of these symptoms, really in that first 1 to 2 months, there's a lot of recovery and re-support of those muscles, but sometimes it does not. And therefore you could get persistent urinary leakage, pain with pregnancy or in the pelvic floor, and even just some kind of overall decreased symptoms of quality of life.
And doctor, I think there is always that hope that you will recover and heal on your own. But when you don't address it, is there a harm? Is it too late to address it?
Excellent question. At the University of Utah, we have a clinic that is dedicated just to women within that 1 year postpartum experiencing some of these symptoms. And at this clinic, it's where a urogynecologist, a pelvic floor physical therapist really address the woman, her symptoms, what she's going through, and answer those specific questions to the best of our knowledge, knowing that a lot of it is really unpredictable, but we can help maximize recovery and kind of learn to address those symptoms.
Even if it's like 6 months later, even if it might be a year or two.
Absolutely.
Really?
I feel like women feel it sometimes a decade later.
Yeah.
2
and
decades
it's not too
later.
late?
No, it's not too late.
Huh, okay.
It's called the Upward Clinic, everybody. And what do you expect? What should you expect when you go visit the clinic? What happens?
So first off, it is a clinic designed by specialists, urogynecologists, who are dedicated to pelvic floor health. Even if it's 10 years, 20 years afterwards, we do a comprehensive exam, and also it's what does your symptoms bother and how severe are your symptoms? And we talk about all of the things that maybe you haven't felt comfortable talking to somebody else about: sexual function, urinary and bowel health, and options from both very minimally in observation to potentially surgical interventions and those risks and benefits that go with them.
I was just about to ask you how invasive and is it non-invasive, but it spans the range.
Absolutely.
In fact. So what results have you seen of women who've actually gone through Upward and seen results?
So a lot of times at that immediate postpartum, our biggest concern is making sure everything is healing right from the wound or lacerations that can occur. We usually try to see women within 2 to 4 weeks after having kind of a larger tear that might involve the anal or rectal muscles. And most of them, 80%, do just fine. We look out for wound infections, or potentially we maybe even need to do a small surgical procedure for a revision to kind of restore that normal functional anatomy.
What if you just do Kegel exercises? Is that enough?
For some women, yes, but I'd say 50% of women think they're doing a Kegel, but they're really not even activating their pelvic floor, or they're activating it incorrectly. So a gentle exam can help us determine that. And then we really kind of get you in touch with our pelvic floor physical therapists, who really are those muscles and nerves and kind of recovery experts for women that we have all up and down the Wasatch Front.
Oh my gosh, so much information. And where can they find more, or where can they go through the program?
So at the University of Utah, we have a website that's dedicated to the Upward Clinic, but also just even calling the University of Utah and talking to our urogynecology team, and we'll happy to direct you.
That phone number's on your screen, 801-213-2995, along with the website, abc4.com/GTU for more. And our thanks to U of U Health for sponsoring this interview. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
There is hope available for women. Thank you so much, Dr.